Hey there! Hi, how are you? Welcome to the latest episode of the Valenti Vod. I'm your perfect and humble leader, Chris Valenti. Yes, I cut my hair. But no, I am not Samson. My power does not come from my hair. My power comes from my intellect and my willingness to not pull my punches when it comes to calling out MAGA for their brain-dead takes. So, in today's episode, we've got a lot to unpack. It turns out recent polling shows that Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating at the 100-day mark in polling history. In history, bro, since the beginning of polling, Donald J. Trump has the lowest approval rating at the 100-day mark than any president in polling history. And because of this, he's lashing out. He's crashing out all over Truth Social. People are afraid of him. He may start a war with Iran. And we're going to cover all of this in today's episode. But before we do, I want to tell you, I'm not live right now. I usually am live. But today, it was a crazy fucking day. I don't have time to go live. But regardless, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. Plus, if you hit that notification bell, you'll know when I go live, and you can join me while I create these videos. Other than that, this is real independent media. I have no funding. So if you do want to help this channel grow, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could become a patron on Patreon for $5. You could become a member on YouTube for $5. You could buy some of this dope-ass Valenti Videos merch down below, and you could use a 40% off discount for Ground News Vantage subscription. But without further ado, I think we should just dive right into the stories of the day, huh? Oh my God, I kind of look like a middle-aged white lady. I don't give a fuck. Still pretty. So I don't know if you guys know this. We've covered this a million times. Republican town halls are going fucking crazy, right? Republicans, like blue-collar voters, veterans, military members, like all of these people, they're freaking out at their Republican representatives because they're doing nothing to stop Doge from dismantling all of these institutions that actually provide the American people with, welfare. Things like SNAP, food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, the VA, for fuck's sake. All of these things have been targeted by Doge, and Republicans are starting to abandon ship. But Donald Trump seems to believe otherwise, posting on Truth Social, "The radical left Democrats are paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls of Republican congressmen and women and senators. These great patriot politicians should not treat them nicely. Have them immediately ejected from the room. They are disruptors and troublemakers. You must allow your audience to know what you're up against, or else they will think they are Republicans and that there is dissension in the party. There is not. There is only love and unity. Republicans are happy with what is taking place in our country. We all love America." So, what does that really say? What does that really say? That means that if you see anybody talking badly about this administration, they're actually paid by the radical left Democrats. Now, I know some of you watching this voted for Donald Trump. Some of you watching this probably live in an area that has a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump. I want you to ask yourself, if anybody around you that you know who voted for Donald Trump, if anybody around you has something to complain about, does that mean that they are paid by the radical left Democrats, paying a fortune to have people infiltrate the town halls of Republican congressmen and women? And what else does this say? It says if you literally dissent, he used the word dissension in the party, if you have a problem with the way the government is going and you want to say something, you want to talk to your elected representatives, you want to call them out, have them immediately ejected from the room. Now, look at this, too. This is my favorite part here. This is George Orwell 1984 shit. MAGA, this is now you. There is not, and he's talking about dissension in the party, there is only love and unity. Republicans are happy with what is taking place in our country. We all love America. So Trump is just making it blanket clear here. If you don't support him, you will be labeled as a paid disruptor and troublemaker. Okay, so for all of you MAGA voters, you better be on board with absolutely everything that he says, such as, deporting 2-year-old girls with cancer that were born on U.S. soil. that are U.S. citizens. You better be on board with that, because if you're not, I don't know, maybe you're a disruptor and a troublemaker. I just spilled Monster all over my dick. Anyway, I've got more for you here. So the next thing that we're going to pull up is this ABC News poll that has Trump at his lowest, the lowest 100-day approval rating in 80 fucking years. Okay? Look at this. Trump has lowest 100-day approval rating in 80 years. Majorities of voters disapprove of many of Trump's policies, the poll found. Here's a 3.5-minute long overview. We're going to watch this.
Results of our new poll on President Trump. As we approach the 100-day mark, he has the lowest approval rating of any president in the past 80 years. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the story. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, our new polling shows that the president is facing real challenges as he hits the 100-day mark with historically low.
There they are. Do you see this? I got to get my face out of the way. Do you see this right here? Down here, covered by the blue bar. The Trump regime put up posters of migrants all over the front lawn of the White House. I'm not even fucking kidding. Let me see if I can show you. Migrant photos, White House lawn. They did this. It's fucking fascist Nazi level shit. This is what it looks like outside of the White House front lawn right now. Oh my God, you're such a piece of shit. You're such a piece of shit. Yes, I'm using an ad blocker, you fucking motherfucker. But anyway, look at this. Look at this. You see that? These are pictures of undocumented immigrants who they just posted pictures of them arrested. What this is called is not controlled opposition. I'm sorry. This is manufactured consent, right? They're trying to convince you that the only people that they're deporting are actually violent, undocumented criminal gang member, rapist, murderers. When we already know that's not the case. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 for him to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and Trump already disobeyed the Supreme Court. So anyway, sorry, I know we only got 16 seconds into this before I stopped.
Low standing for a president at this early point, even on the issues that helped propel him back here to the White House.
Such as immigration.
This morning, as President Trump approached.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the country has turned on Trump's immigration plan. The majority of Americans do not support mass deportations anymore.
Which is his 100th day back in office. New warning signs about how Americans are viewing his work so far. Just 39% approving of how he's handling the job, according to our new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll. That's the lowest.
39%. Only 39% of Americans approve of Donald Trump at the 100-day mark. That is the lowest approval rating at the 100-day mark in polling history.
100-day approval rating of any president in the past 80 years. On the economy, Trump promised to lower costs and boost growth, a message that was key to his victory.
I will instruct my cabinet that I expect results within the first 100 days or much sooner than that.
Yeah, you got results, Donnie. You just didn't get the results you thought. The results were... That's the results. The results were the economy shitting the fucking bed, and we just had the worst April since 1930. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no. I phrased that incorrectly. This April was worse for the stock market than 1932. The Great Depression. Brother, I hope you guys understand. Come late May, like, I'm not kidding. Come late May, empty shelves everywhere. Walmart, Costco, Target, you fucking name it, empty shelves. Why? Because 60% of Chinese shipping containers are not full. They're empty. There is no traffic in American ports. The Chinese have just said, all right, fine, fuck you. We just won't send anything to you. Do you really think that we need you? The Chinese are fucking leagues ahead of us. They don't need American goods, and they don't need American consumers. It's fucking delusional.
Now, 53% say the economy has gotten worse since Trump took office, with 72% saying it's very or somewhat likely his economic policies will cause a recession. Fears fueled by the president's trade war.
I love when he held up this fucking board for all of his dipshit supporters. Oh, but the lucky pulled up the big board.
The backlash now felt across the country at
You see this? All of these people, remember Trump's post on Truth Social? He says that all of these people who are Republican voters at Republican town halls calling out their Republican representatives, all of these people, these old people, they're paid. These are paid disruptors and agitators. What are they, fucking Antifa? You're telling me all these old heads are paid by the DNC to pretend to be angry when they're actually happy?
At explosive town halls. Overnight in West Nyack, New York, Republican Congressman Mike Lawler getting an earful.
And when you look at
West Nyack, I know Mike Lawler. That guy was my representative when at the place where I grew up. Fuck Mike Lawler.
For instance, Europe. Europe has price controls on U.S. prescription drugs.
The president is eager.
Are they chanting blah, blah, blah? That's so fucked. Dude, Mike Lawler is an absolute scumbag, just like every other fucking Republican in government, except for Adam Kinzinger.
To prove his trade policies are paying off, telling Time magazine he's already made 200 deals, despite there only being
Complete
195 countries in the world. Though he wouldn't say what they were or which countries are involved.
Wait, Trump said he made 200 trade deals and there's only 195 countries on planet Earth. MAGA, this is your guy. He represents you so perfectly. He truly does represent you so fucking perfectly. No wonder you voted for him.
Martha Raddatz pressing the Treasury Secretary.
Is there actually any deal at this point?
I believe that he is referring to sub-deals within the negotiations we're doing.
This guy's nervous. This guy's voice is shaking. You want to know why he's nervous? Because Donald Trump is a fascist and you live in a fascist regime. He knows Trump is watching. He's not nervous because the American people are watching. He couldn't give less of a fuck about lying to the American people. What he's nervous about is accidentally saying the truth. Because if he says the truth, Trump will fire his ass and then publicly shame him like he does to everybody else that stabs him in the back. Good old Dolch toss, right, Donnie?
And, Martha, if there are 180
But those aren't actual deals.
Martha, if there are 180 countries, there are 18 important trading partners. Let's put China to the side because that's a special negotiation. There's 17 important trading partners, and we have a process in place over the next 90 days to negotiate with them.
Trump says he will not roll back his staggering 145% tariff on all Chinese products entering the U.S. without substantial concessions, though he claims the U.S. and China are talking. But Beijing says that's not the case.
Yeah, it's a fucking lie. I don't understand why Trump lies about something that like another world leader can come out and just say, no, he's not. Trump is like, yeah, I'm having conversations with Xi Jinping. And then Xi Jinping comes out and goes, no, he's not. And you think we're going to believe you, Donnie? What fucking reason does Xi Jinping have to lie about that? You have all the fucking reason to lie about it. Plus, we know you're a pathological liar. You can't even help yourself.
The two countries are not currently negotiating over tariffs. And our polling shows Americans have concerns that extend far beyond the economy. When it comes to the courts and key rulings on cases like immigration, 65% say the administration is trying to avoid complying with federal court orders.
Yeah.
62% saying they don't think the president's administration respects the rule of law.
And they don't. And then I also love that the fucking voters for Donald Trump are like, back the blue. We respect the rule of law. You motherfuckers tried to overthrow the government on January 6th. Donald Trump has committed 34 felonies. What the fuck? Donald Trump just disobeyed the Supreme Court. You don't get to back the blue. You are the domestic terrorists. You always fucking have been.
Despite all this, Trump still has an edge over Democrats, beating Democrats in Congress in trust to handle the nation's main problem.
Yeah, because while Trump does fascist shit, these Democrat politicians do fucking nothing other than continue insider trading, Nancy. It's like these fucking people, you know what it is? It's preemptive compliance. That's what it is. It's preemptive compliance. They see that Trump is becoming a fascist dictator and they're like, well, there's no stopping this, so I might as well kiss the ring now so that when he does become the fucking Führer, he won't kill me. That's the way you're going to fight again? Go fuck yourself with a 10-foot pole. Fuck you. This is why the Democrat Party needs a complete overhaul. I mean, complete. There needs to be no more Democrat Party. There just needs to be a socialist party in America.
And this morning, the president is reflecting on the difference between his first and second term, telling The Atlantic, quote, "The first time I had two things to do, run the country and survive. Now," he says, quote, "the second time I run the country and the world."
This fucking guy actually thinks that, like, he is the second coming of Christ.
George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. And the president will be sitting down with our Terry Moran for an exclusive interview as he marks his first 100 days in office. You can see it tomorrow night, 8, 7 Central.
We're definitely going to be watching that, this goddamn fucking orange Nazi. But don't worry, guys. I got more for you. We've got more posts from Trump on Truth Social because I want you to understand the polling that we just showed you, right? Trump already responded to that polling, okay? Great pollster John McLaughlin, one of the most highly respected in the industry, has just stated that the failing New York Times poll and the ABC Washington Post poll about a person named Donald J. Trump, me, are fake polls from fake news organizations. The New York Times has only 37% Trump 2024 voters, and the ABC Washington Post poll has only 34% Trump voters. Unheard of numbers unless looking for a negative result, which they are. These people should be investigated for election fraud, and add in the Fox News pollster while you're at it. They are negative criminals who apologize to their subscribers and readers after I win elections big. Much bigger than their polls showed I would win. Loose, what a dumb fuck. Again, representing you MAGA chuds. I see this one all the time amongst you fucking inbreds. Lose a lot of credibility and then go on cheating and lying for the next cycle. Only worse. They suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, and there is nothing that anyone or anything can do about it. They are sick. Almost only write negative stories about me, no matter how well I'm doing. 99.9% at the border. Best number ever. And are truly the enemy of the people. I wish them well, but will continue to fight to make America great again. So, again, MAGA, if you're watching this and you're reading this and you're going, that's my president, you're mentally disabled. But look at this part. This is my favorite part here. He says that border crossings has dropped 99.9% at the border. Okay? Illegal border crossings. That's 3 people. According to Donald Trump, only 3 people have crossed the border illegally. Have successfully crossed the border illegally since he took office. My question to you is, are you stupid enough to believe that? Whether you voted for Trump or didn't, are you dumb enough to believe that shit? Because I sure as fuck am not. So, we got him fucking crashing out like crazy, and again, I've got fucking more for you, because I want you to understand, like, why people don't support Trump, why people are jumping ship, and it's because we get stories like this. While ICE is detaining people and deporting them to the El Salvadorian slave labor camp, extermination camp, with no due process, some of these people are fucking dying. 2 weeks after arrest in St. Louis, Missouri, man found dead in ICE custody. The man from Colombia was arrested for credit card fraud in the city. A man arrested in St. Louis died in Immigration and Customs Enforcement custody 2 weeks later, the department announced in a news release. The man, named Brian Rayo Garzon, was found unresponsive at Phelps County Jail in Rolla on April 8th, ICE said. He was later declared dead. Rayo was a citizen of Colombia and entered the U.S. without authorization in 2023, according to ICE. An immigration judge ordered Ray to return to Colombia on June 12, 2024. He was later arrested for credit card fraud by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department and was arrested by ICE on March 25th. Quote, consistent with ICE protocols, the appropriate components were notified about the death, including the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General and the ICE Office of Professional Responsibility. Additionally, ICE notified the next of kin. So, we have reached the point where now people are getting just rounded up, kidnapped, and then human trafficked to El Salvador. Some of them are just mysteriously dying in custody, and it's all being swept under the fucking rug. Just note that this is being reported on by, I don't even know what this is, like a local Missouri newspaper, okay? It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And MAGA will cheer. And I don't give a fuck if the guy was an undocumented immigrant who committed credit card fraud. He doesn't deserve to die in custody. What the fuck? And if you do think that he deserves to die, then unfortunately you are intellectually inferior to the rest of us. Because of shit like this. Because people are dying, and this is the deportation regime, and Trump says he wants to deport U.S. citizens. Now, we have shit like this from The Hill. 66% of Americans describe Trump's 2.0, his second term, as chaotic, and 59% scary. Brother, 59% of your nation is afraid of you? I mean, I'll be honest, I'm afraid of Donald Trump. I'm afraid that if one member of his fucking cabinet sees my videos, they'll fucking put me on the list. I mean, I'm Italian. That's not considered white anymore. Somebody tag Hassan in that. But this is where we're at. This is where we're fucking at. Where 66% of Americans describe Trump as chaotic and 59% are afraid of him. They're fucking afraid of their own elected representative. Now, I want to pull up one last thing before we wrap this up. Do you want to know why everybody's afraid of you, Donald? Because it's not just the domestic shit. It's also the fact that you keep on threatening to start World War III. Trump wants an Iran deal, but will be, quote, leading the pack for war without one. So what Trump is saying is that he wants to make a deal with Iran, and this deal will not be a good deal. No sane person in Iran would ever take this deal because Trump and, the rest of the Western world are going to offer them a shit deal. And he's saying, if they don't take the deal, I'm leading the pack in war. Now, again, this is just an average Trump moment. I mean, Trump is a fucking warmonger. We know this. He threatens to go to war in Greenland. He threatened to go to war in Canada. He threatened to go to war in Panama. He threatened to go to war in Mexico. He threatened to go to war in Gaza. He loves war. That's his fucking thing. It's his shtick. He is that fake macho guy, right? He's that, Jack Doherty, like that fucking kick streamer. Those people who talk all that shit because they have two fucking 6'8", 400-pound bouncers, right? Bodyguards, so that if you do step up to him, they just beat the fuck out of you anyway. That's what Trump is. Trump talks the talk, but he could never walk the walk. I mean, the guy fucking leans forward constantly. He's a draft-dodging coward. He's morbidly obese. He doesn't believe in exercise. He said that himself. He said, your body has a finite amount of energy, and if you exercise, you deplete it. The guy eats fucking Big Macs and drinks Diet Cokes. Dude, Donald Trump is a fat, disgusting, slobby piece of shit, and all he does is threaten war, and his fat, disgusting, sloppy piece of shit supporters cheer for it. Yeah, send my son to go fight and die. Yeah, you can send me to go bomb. I'll go fight the Houthis. Like, what the fuck? So let's read a little bit of this article. Just a tad bit. President Trump denied there's any risk Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will, quote, drag him into war with Iran because he will be leading the pack. Yeah, so it's like, oh, no, don't worry. We're not getting dragged into a war with Iran. We're gonna fucking start it! Like, that's unironically, that's dead ass what he's saying. It's fucking insane. Netanyahu is much more skeptical than Trump of diplomacy with Iran. Yeah, because Netanyahu's an absolute genocidal fucking living demon on earth. And much more inclined to opt for a military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. You want to use a military strike on Iran's nuclear facilities? That's actually how Threads started, that 1984 movie about World War III. You want to attack Iran's nuclear capability? Brother, do you want global thermonuclear war to break out? Is that what you want? Is that what you fucking want, you stupid orange fuck? Trump denied that he outright stopped Israel from striking Iran, saying, quote, "I didn't make it comfortable for them, but I didn't say no. Ultimately, I was going to leave that choice to them, but I said I would prefer a deal. I would much prefer a deal than bombs being dropped." So, that's all I got for you guys. How can I wrap up this video to explain? I mean, 100 days in, Trump's approval rating plummeting. World War III potentially getting ready to kick off. The invasion of Greenland, preparing. The invasion of Panama, preparing. The invasion of Mexico, preparing. War with Yemen, active. The annexation of Canada, ready. Empty shelves, on its way. Trade war, going. Inflation, skyrocketing. Make America great again, right? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. And click that video that's going to pop up over there because it's probably a fucking banger. Anyway, I'll catch you. Have a good one.